We are live.
Are we live?
We are live, Bruce. I
There
got
we
my
go,
car
pal.
ready. We're in my garage with my car here. We are ready to go.
Yeah, Brian, we listened. We got Kevin with a car in the background, okay? We tried our best. We listened to our fans, okay? Kevin, we'll wait for a few more people to file in, but yeah, interesting night of wrestling, to say the
Very
least.
interesting night of wrestling. Very interesting. So we just got done watching the 2023 WWE Royal Rumble. And pal, I cannot wait to break it down move for move. Just bump for bump. I can't wait to break down this entire show little by
Could you
little.
imagine breaking down the women's Royal Rumble, entrant by entrant, move for move? Like,
I can't wait to break down the leg kick that Candice LeRae delivered to Dakota Kai at the 3 minute and 55-second mark of the women's Royal Rumble. That's what we are here to do. That's the kind of show that you have come here to expect. You know, we're not going to talk about Cody Rhodes winning the Rumble. We're not going to talk about the happenings at the ending of the show. We are here to talk about the leg kick that Candice LeRae delivered to Dakota Kai.
Kevin, keep it real with the audience. Your favorite moment of the whole night was Nia Jax coming out and entering number 30 in the Women's Rumble. That was your favorite moment of the whole show.
Oh, pal, I can't wait to break down how efficient she was, pal. I mean, her work rate, her cardio, she looks like she's been on the treadmill ever since she left WWE. I mean, she's in just excellent ring shape, pal.
Yeah. Nia Jax is in voluptuous condition after that in-ring return. She was
absolutely.
Go bell to bell. You love to see it, pal.
Yeah, she can go bell to bell with Brad Maddox, pal, and across all 7 continents, pal.
That's horrendous. Oh my god, that's horrendous. Pal, have you tweeted this out? Are we going viral on the Twitter machine?
Yeah, I did. I did actually tweet us out, pal.
Yep.
We should get some people flooded in.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite late. That's the other thing, because this show ended like 30 minutes past midnight in the States, so.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. I tweeted this out, I believe.
Yeah.
Did I? I don't even know. I did. Let me see if the link is working.
Yep.
Yep, the link is working. Okay, cool.
Good.
It is super late, pal.
Yeah, all good. We'll do our review. We'll get started in a moment.
I'm running on fumes here.
Really, I'm running fresh. I'm feeling
good. Did you just run 3 miles, pal?
I actually did this morning. Funny, it was 3.2, but yeah.
Wow, that 3.2. You gotta have the 0.2, pal.
I know, pal. Can I actually? I'm trying to. Well, let me tweet this, please. Oh my god.
Well, we're getting thumbs up though. It's weird. We have 5 thumbs up, but it says nobody's watching, so I don't know.
Wow.
YouTube.
All good, pal. I think we should just make a start. It is late. We're not just going to sit around and not talk about anything. We have a show to discuss, pal. We have a Royal Rumble to critically break down. Kevin, I mean, guys, starting off, you were completely wrong with your take from the video, saying that The Rock must win, the Rock will be there, and The Rock will be no Rock, pal. We didn't have him. No,
hold on. To defend myself, for those that actually listened, because I know you didn't listen, those that actually listened to our preview, I said that Cody Rhodes is the assumed winner.
Mm-hmm.
We were working on assumptions that The Rock was not going to show up. But if The Rock did show up, he would have been the right call. But Cody Rhodes definitely, in my opinion, what I wanted to see Cody Runnels realize his destiny, realize his dream, pal. He's lived through the nightmare, if you will, after being injured and doing all that lonely rehab that Michael Cole and Corey Graves reminded us about throughout the entire match.
Yeah.
Cody Runnels went through all that lonely rehab for this business, for these fans, bro. And he's here. He's going to reclaim his destiny. Stardust is in the main event. Can you believe that? Like 8 years ago, people on Reddit forums were talking about Stardust being the next big thing in WWE. And literally Stardust is in the main event of WrestleMania now.
That's nuts. That is nuts. Like, who would have thought, pal? But I mean, his presentation is so different now. That's a good thing. He actually feels like a star. And I saw one person say that this was the most boring and predictable Rumble match in years. Wrong. I disagree, and we can get to why in a minute. But yeah, no, it came out. It turned out well. I personally would have liked a few less entrants announced. Kevin, by the time the Rumble pay-per-view started, 28 of the entrants for the men were announced. Which, what is that? Can we, can you announce at max like 20? So there's at least some room for some surprises. Because when you announce 28, I know Madcap Moss didn't end up being in the match, but like, there's like no room for any surprise, really. I mean, we got Logan Paul, which was a surprise, and we had Edge come out, and that was literally it. Everyone else we knew. So,
and we all kind of knew Logan Paul was coming back.
Yeah.
We knew like Logan Paul was going to be around for WrestleMania season. So it makes sense that he was here. I mean, for me, like, well, that just goes to show that I think The Rock was originally scheduled to be there. I think that WWE was going forward with the assumption that The Rock was there, and he pulled out at the last minute. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense. There's no other reason why they would have announced Cody Rhodes ahead of time, or why they would have announced all these superstars.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I could think of.
Kevin, I think I'll make the take now. I think The Rock's never coming back. I think that tonight was it. I feel like the build up and the moment. We'll get to like the details of the ending probably soon, but you get to that finish. It was crying out for the Kevin. The part of it where Roman Reigns is ripping up like the lay and he's like dropping the bits on Sami Zayn's like dead lifeless body. That was the moment for The Rock to come out. Like that right there, the crowd was chanting "F you, Roman." The heat's at a high. It's been like 15 minutes of this epic ending. That was the time for Dwayne, and it didn't happen. The Rock wasn't there. The Rock's like parent, like his mother was there. I saw the picture of that. I tweeted that myself. So it felt surprising that he wasn't there. But Kevin, I think he's done. I don't think he's coming back ever.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that. I think this was the last moment for The Rock to come back. If he was going to come back. And another thing, too, it's not just about him coming back. Yes, it is about him coming back, but if he's going to come back, he wants to face a big star. And Roman Reigns was like really the last big money match that you could do for The Rock. And the Roman Reigns character is going to be done come March, come April, once Cody Rhodes buries him and stands on top of his chest holding the two belts. Because that's what's going to happen. Is that settled in for you as a big Roman Reigns fan? Have you come to terms that Cody Runnels is going to bury Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39? Like this is going to be bad. It's going to be a really bad burial. And I'm not using that to be facetious. This is going to be a burial. You're going to have like 5 people out there. You're going to have Roman, his family, Paul Heyman, The Rock's mother, so on and so forth, Alpha, Sika, and they're all going to try to stop Cody. And Cody's literally going to kill the entire family, the entire bloodline, and pin Roman Reigns. It's not going to be a one-on-one match. It's going to be similar to like when Bryan buried Evolution in one night. It's going to be similar to that, I think.
Well, you know what I think is going to happen with that? I think Jey Uso is going to cost Reigns the titles.
You think so?
Yeah, because the whole thing started like 2.5 years ago with the whole thing with Jey Uso that was like excellent at the time. And then after what Jey did tonight, I feel like that's just where they're going with it. I think his involvement in tonight was phenomenal. I think that was great. But yeah, Kevin, I think at WrestleMania, it's going to be some 25-minute Cody war. He's going to be bleeding. He'll be like crying during the match. They'll get like a sledgehammer involved. Reigns will be like talking trap. A classic kind of Reigns-Cody cinematic type, big theater match. And then at the end, there's going to be a ref bump. There'll be a low blow, classic Reigns antics. I think Jey Uso is going to cost Reigns the title at WrestleMania. That's what I think.
Now, I don't know. I think I have a feeling it's going to be a clean loss.
Really?
I think
I hope not.
I don't want to say that Roman is done after WrestleMania, but I don't think we're going to see him immediately following WrestleMania. I think maybe like we'll see him at SummerSlam, maybe, but I don't know. I think he's going to be full part-time, or if that makes sense. But I think he's going to transition to part-time, and I think he did WWE a favor since Cody got hurt, because it came out that he wanted to be part-time. Roman is, and then Cody gets hurt, so Roman stuck around. But Cody was probably going to win the belts at SummerSlam, So I don't know, but yeah. Back to the original question: has that settled in for you, pal? That this is kind of it for Roman as the top guy?
Yeah, I know. It's like watching that ending. I'm like, like the match with Owens was whatever. Like not that it was bad, but it was a 20-minute match. You knew what was going to happen. It's Reigns and Kevin Owens. Kevin, we've seen that like 50 times. Nothing new is going to happen there. It was the aftermath. Like watching that, to answer your question, it kind of made me like watching that. You go like Reigns. This is the best talent they have, but we're only gonna have him for so much longer. Like we're now in 2023. Like this run of his started in 2020, and honestly, I think by 2024 he'll be fully fledged in Hollywood. So there's WrestleMania this year. There's maybe a big SummerSlam match, maybe a Survivor Series thing, some kind. Probably a lot of part-time stuff, Kevin. And then he'll just kind of go off into the full part-time realm of wrestling twice a year after that, I think.
Yeah,
feels like.
I think so. I mean, there was no Stone Cold, which was another big story going in, and that I mean, I wasn't too upset about that, but just you could kind of tell this was like the new direction of where WWE is going. You could tell Vince McMahon had nothing to do with this, with this match in terms of from a booking standpoint. I wanted to kind of bring this point up to see if you caught this. So I watched the end of the Men's Royal Rumble.
Right.
And it was like Cody and Gunther. They were in there for maybe like 8 minutes, or like I don't know about it. It was 8, maybe like 5 minutes.
It was a proper match. It was a while, yeah.
Right, as that was the final two. That would never happen under the Vince regime. Like with Vince, it was always like, oh, we got to have established guys going at it. You would see maybe like a Dolph Ziggler would be like a final two, or.
But he'd be with like Cena, and it's like he's always going to lose, but he's with the guy type deal.
Right. Or you see like Chris Jericho or I was not Chris Jericho. I forgot who it was in 17 when Randy Orton. It was like Randy Orton and Roman Reigns. You'd see that. You would see that. But to see Cody and Gunther, like I was watching that, I was like, wow, this is super predictable. Like the crowd was sitting on their hands watching the Gunther and Cody match because everybody knew Cody was going to win.
Yeah.
And to kind of make this make sense, why I say like it's not really like this is just not the Vince regime. It's a Triple H regime, and it's kind of like putting Gunther in position to be taken serious with the top guys, which is something that Vince was kind of iffy on. Like, he would go like 80% in with guys like Seth Rollins and Finn Balor and guys like that. Seth Rollins would get like a nice win over like a Neville, but then you put him in there with Cena, he needs a comedian to beat John Cena. So like right now, like for this Royal Rumble, it was bad because everybody knew Cody's not gonna beat Gunther. If it was Vince, it would have been Cody and like Bobby Lashley or something, somebody that you could see as a realistic winner. But going forward, I think it's gonna set up guys like Gunther and whoever is gonna be pushed, Dexter Lumis, Gable Steveson, to be taken serious, and I think Triple H is gonna do a good job of that.
Well, like to further on that, all the guys who Vince would have had at the very end, they were in the match between like entries like 10 and 15. That was like Brock, Lashley, McIntyre, Sheamus, that kind of part of the match. Like to me, that was the most entertaining part of the whole thing. When it was like, I think Drew came out 9, I believe, or maybe 8. And then I think you had
something like that.
Then you had Lashley Brock came out 12, Lashley 13. I think they got Corbin in there at 14, then Rollins 15. Like that was like the best part of the men's rumble to me, because that felt like it was about 5 straight minutes of just like you couldn't look away. You had the Gunther and Brock face off. You had Lashley eliminating Brock assaulting referees, smashing the announce table. Like that was the most fun part of the match, because really I found there was that, and then a bunch of the match you were kind of thinking, okay, what's going to happen next? What's the surprise going to be? We're going to see Austin. Is it going to be Rock? Is Sami Zayn going to be in there? And then it was like, Kevin, you got to the end of the match and it was like, oh, Omos, Braun Strowman, Ricochet. I'm like, we're at entry number 28 now. Like where's the kind of surprises? And then Logan Paul came out. I was like, oh, okay, Logan, cool. And then
that spot was sick too with him and Ricochet. That was incredible.
Yeah, that was a Sports Center moment, pal. And then Cody came out as I don't like when number 30 is really predictable. I don't like that. I would like to see Cody come out a little earlier if possible. Like if Cody's going to wrestle a 10-minute match with Gunther at the end, you might as well have him come out earlier, because it's clearly the time thing isn't an issue. So I don't know.
Yeah, that was an odd booking decision, but it's going to make sense in a few years when that's kind of like the new norm, when like people are gonna be just put in, like people are just gonna be put up against superstar talent to see how they last. Like Gunther in a million years would have never got this opportunity ever under Vince. You know, you would never, like, Gunther would have came out at like 12th and would have been a guy that Brock Lesnar beat up when he's beating up refs. You know,
Yeah.
like
Also,
after
just want to
Lashley
say,
made him.
yeah, Chugs, I agree with that. Like having Cody come out somewhere there, I don't think Cody really should have done the bell to bell thing like Gunther. I don't think Cody needed to be in there for 70 minutes. But number 30 was just, it was too late. I felt it became very predictable. Like when you're watching the match and it's just going on, almost comes out, Braun Strowman, Ricochet. I'm like, just get Cody out there and let him win already. Like, and then there's like 20 minutes of just Cody having a match with Gunther. It's like, we know who's gonna win here. Like, what? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it. And I felt that if it was flat, the crowd did not care whatsoever until Cody won. Like the crowd cared about Cody winning, but there was just no suspension of disbelief. There was no thought for a second that Gunther was going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe some people were like, okay, there's no, like, this is Triple H. Like, yeah. And we wouldn't be surprised if Triple H put the Gunther in a spot like that. But still, it's Cody. Cody's coming back from an injury. He had the big announcement. Overall, what did you think of the Men's Royal Rumble?
At the time when it happened, and like my initial tweets right after it, I was very kind of like, oh, this is really good, really fun. Because obviously, I hardly watched like the Rumble matches live ever. Like I maybe watched 5 Royal Rumbles like live. I usually watch them after the fact, but they're not as good. Like live, they're really exciting. Get really caught up. Oh my god, who's next? Who's next? Who's this entry? Who's gonna be the surprise? So at the time, I really enjoyed it. Looking back on the match, realistically, I like that Gunther and Sheamus started it. I really like that 5-minute part where Brock Lesnar was there and Lashley, and like that part, that was fun. That was like really, everything was happening. You were like, I can't look away. I like the stuff with Edge and the Judgment Day. I like that bit. And then Logan Paul and Ricochet jumping through the air and doing that. I like that. But yeah, no, it was a fine men's Rumble. It was not bad. I don't think it was boring personally. I thought it was enjoyable. But is it a Rumble match so I'm going to be rushing to the network to go and watch? No. It was definitely better than last year, 100%.
Yeah.
But hardly some like 2020 was definitely better. And where you rank this year depends kind of how much you like Cody, how much you like the guys in it. If you're a big Gunther fan, you'll love this Rumble. You had 5 eliminations, was there 71 minutes. But yeah, it was better than the women's one, I felt, but it wasn't great by any means.
Yeah, it was very similar to 2021. Now the question remains: is Bryan Danielson going to show up in WWE and interject himself into the Roman versus Cody story?
Oh, maybe I could Fergal interjecting himself in that one.
Would you have a heart attack if Bryan Danielson got released by AEW and showed up in WWE in time to ruin the Cody and Roman match?
Yes, I would. Yeah, I would. Well, to be fair, my heart attack would be worse if Roman Reigns was wrestling a match against this guy. If Reigns is wrestling this guy and Bryan just left AEW and got involved, then I'd have cardiac arrest. But
would you have a cardiac arrest live on stream?
Oh my god, pal! I'd fall out of my chair screaming. You have like Australian ambulance would pull up on stream. You have like EMTs and the gurney would be cutting me out. They'd be like swearing. Yeah.
Oh my god. And just to recap too, so we're going to get 2 big matches aside from Cody and Roman. We're going to get 2 big matches, presumably at WrestleMania, that were built up in this Men's Royal Rumble. That being Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. Or Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, I should say. And Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. So we're getting a proper Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley match at WrestleMania. Hallelujah. Thank the wrestling gods. Like, what do we have to do? We've waited, 25 years for this, pal? Like, how long has it been? Bobby Lashley was in the Marines, pal. That's how long we've been waiting for this, since Lashley was in the Marines. Thank the wrestling gods. Hallelujah. Praise to the gods, pal. Praise to the gods. It's about time.
Yeah. Can I just say, you mentioned Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. That is the perfect Seth Rollins match. They've nailed that, because Seth Rollins mixed with like Logan Paul's like athletic ability and what he's good at and what we've seen so far. Seth Rollins is just the perfect opponent for him. Seth Rollins to me doesn't really have a clear other opponent because he's wrestled Cody like 4 times. We've seen him have like great feuds with Edge and really like pretty much all the main eventers Seth's worked with. Unless you want to like run it back and have him like win a world title again, which I don't really want to see yet.
No.
So realistically, yeah, Logan Paul, have Seth Rollins cutting promos about Logan Paul's crypto pump and dump scams, the suicide forest in Japan, his failed boxing career, how Floyd Mayweather didn't pay him for the boxing match. Like, have Seth Rollins bring up all the stuff with Logan Paul, say Logan Paul's podcast is fraudulent and it sucks, how Mike Malak, carries that whole podcast. Have all of it mentioned. Have Seth Rollins air all the dirty laundry. He drops these bombs on Logan Paul and he's just like, in his face. Like,
do you want to have Seth Rollins show up to Logan Paul's house and drink his orange juice?
Oh my God. I want Seth Rollins to because obviously Logan Paul has the drink Prime Hydration. That's his like beverage. You have bits where Seth Rollins gets a big crate of it and just like tosses it off a bridge or something. I don't know. Have fun with it. Make it entertaining because the match will be really good at come the show. Have Seth Rollins just destroy Logan Paul in the build. It should be good.
Absolutely. What's up, Landon? Oh my God! Like, that's just incredible. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania in a regular one-on-one match. This WrestleMania I think it's gonna be pretty damn good.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, and so just with that Lesnar and Lashley match, that's sick because we saw it last year at the Rumble, but it was a bit kind of just thrown together. It didn't feel organic.
It was just there to advance the storyline. It was nothing more than that.
Yeah, it was kind of like both guys were just like overlapping in their trajectory, but wasn't really like they were kind of meeting at one. It was like Lashley, they had to get the kind of title off him and figure something out. He was like here, and Brock, they were trying to get him to Roman, so it was a bit like kind of awkward. Right. Lashley like separated his shoulder, didn't he? So he got injured.
Yeah, he did. He hurt himself. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully this time, no injuries, brutal match, like a blockbuster like fight, and hopefully we can remember that match at WrestleMania. How we look back at Goldberg and Brock from 33. It's like a really fun, entertaining fight.
That's what I think it's gonna be. I mean, and it's about freaking time. Oh my God, this is like one of the few true dream matches that we could get. I don't even count their match at Royal Rumble last year. I don't even count it. This is the only match that they've had one-on-one, as far as I'm concerned, that they're going to have, I should say, and the only one they will have. Let me ask you though, pal. In regards to the women's Royal Rumble match, can you give us a sneak peek into what the celebration is like in the streets, in the desert, in the outback of Australia? I mean, do you have like people running around with their dingoes, with their Rhea Ripley merchandise? Do you have people just like honking their horns, playing loud music? Do you have block parties? What's going on in the outback right now? I mean, your very own Rhea Ripley won the big one. She did it for Eddie Guerrero's son. She did it for Damian Priest and Fergal Devis relevancy. She did it for you, James the Elitist. She did it for your countrymen. She won the big one for the outback, pal. What's the scene outside right now? What is it like outside your house, pal? Are people throwing confetti out there, going crazy?
Pal, I just want to address this. He wins the match. It's 3 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. I'm hearing firecrackers going off down the street. I'm getting my little wheelie barbecue out, throwing some shrimp on that bad boy. Body's going down, pal. Mummy won. Mummy, Rhea Ripley, pal. Oh, the dingoes were going off in the outback. It was,
they're dancing to Post Malone, pal.
I know, they're partying like Post Malone, pal. I look outside to this golf course, and there are golfers walking around in mummy t-shirts celebrating Rhea Ripley, pal. This is Australia. This is one for Australia, pal. This is our year. This is the year of the Australia. We had Nathan Jones 20 years ago, former most wanted man. Now we have mummy, Rhea Ripley. This is the best thing that's happened to WWE from an Australian perspective since Buddy Murphy was a simp for Seth Rollins in 2020, pal. This is phenomenal, okay? Kevin, party is going down here. I threw shrimp on Barbies. I have sausages to celebrate, Kevin. I'm hyped. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, isn't it incredible? I mean, I just want to be out there in the scene, pal. I picture it's like, when you're watching like a basketball game and they flash to the away team's home arena, and you got people celebrating. Everybody's jumping up and down.
Now,
As like,
remember when Cleveland won the title in 2016?
yeah,
And they're in Oracle Arena. They're over in the other side of the country. They show Quicken Loans Arena and like outside in Cleveland, and parties going off. You got people jumping on each other. It's literally that. Like the Australian nightclubs are going to be popping off tonight. Rhea Ripley is going to WrestleMania. Get your merch. Get around it, pal. Mummy.
Oh, Rhea Ripley's gonna land in a private jet in the outback, and it's gonna be like the Beatles arriving in the United States back in the 70s, bro. I mean, she's gonna be getting mobbed by fans. People are gonna be shoving autographs in her face, bro. Her and Eddie Guerrero's son are gonna be partying like it's 1999 in the outback, pal.
God. Pal, yeah, no. Rhea Ripley's a hero over here. The masses know Rhea Ripley, pal. I walk down the street wearing a Rhea Ripley shirt. I got groupies coming up to me. I got like OF models. They're all running up there. Oh my god, you got a Rhea Ripley shirt, mummy! Like Kevin, the hype is off the chart. Rhea Ripley winning this match 3 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon, just before February. This is where it's at, pal. It was about around lunchtime, so yeah, everyone was throwing shrimp on the barbie, having a great Sunday, getting ready for a big work week, excited.
Oh man,
popping off, pal.
Isn't this incredible? Shout out to Rhea Ripley. Shout out to Australia. Oh my god, was Ronda Rousey even in the women's match?
No, she wasn't.
Wow, so she might be done then.
Kevin, this is like every time I make a prediction, right? I remember back King of the Ring 2021, I've made a whole video. Eva Marie must win. She wasn't even in the tournament. Jeff Hardy must win the men's one. He wasn't even in it, or he got knocked out in the first round. Here, Ronda Rousey should win the Rumble. She wasn't even in it.
You'd love to see it. Yeah,
it's like, Paul Levesque watches my videos at 4 a.m. and goes, let's not fuck that. For Jimmy.
Yeah, Paul Levesque and Stephanie McMahon are laying in bed, looking through our channels, looking at what videos they can copyright claim from us. And he stumbles upon our podcast from yesterday. And he's just like, no, Ronda Rousey, no. I'm canceling her appearance at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, now, pal, did you watch the Women's Rumble? Just out of interest?
No, I did not. What happened, pal? Give me an objective recap, pal.
Okay, you didn't miss much. A lot of filler. Now, people were bitching about the star power in the men's one. Oh my god, there was no Rock, there was no Austin. Cena wasn't there. Well, what about the women's one? Like, I'm watching the women's one. Rhea Ripley starts the match with Liv Morgan. Both of them end up as the final 2. So they went wire to wire. They tried to make a big deal out of Natalya returning at like entrant 20. Yeah. Asuka came out. She returned, which is good. She had the different like face paint. So everyone was freaking out on Twitter. What else? Yeah, Becky Lynch came out at like number 13-ish, like in the middle. Eventually, that whole part of the match where Becky Lynch and Bayley got eliminated was just awkward. I didn't like it. Like, literally, Kevin, there's like 4 eliminations, like Damage Control, like Io Sky, Dakota Kai, they get eliminated, and then Becky just gets knocked out, and then Bayley gets eliminated, and they're all just punching at ringside. I'm like, what am I watching? Like, it was one thing when Brock got eliminated, and there were like referees getting thrown, and I thought Brock was going to assassinate Pat McAfee with the steps at the end. That was fun. In the women's one, you've got like Becky's getting eliminated, Bayley, they're eliminating all like the big women stars. It's the same thing as if in one of these men's one and you went, oh, Brock's out, Orton's out, Cena's out, like you just eliminated all the big names in one go. It was weird. But anyway, Kevin, my review of the match, the ending was really good. I liked how they had Rhea Ripley on the apron with Liv Morgan and Asuka. I thought they did that really well. That was like fun the last minute or two. But elsewhere, Kevin, you saved yourself an hour. You didn't miss much.
Yeah. It was not really one that I had circled on my my checklist of matches I wanted to watch. You know, I wasn't really into this Royal Rumble from the beginning. The overall pay-per-view, I just wasn't really like not really something I had to watch. And the Women's Royal Rumble was definitely not that.
Actually, no. Sorry. Nia Jax. was in the match. And Kevin, as we know,
No.
Nia Jax is related to this guy.
Oh my god.
So
So
therefore, it was a pop and rumble. Kevin, I tweeted. All right. Actually, no. You make a point. Say something, pal. I'll get my tweet up. Carry on.
okay. So Nia Jax was out there beating people up in front of The Rock's mom, right? What did she do? Did she just come out throwing like 7 people out over the top rope like shades of Big Show?
No. It's actually I actually like how they did this. So you get to entry number 30, right? So the clock's counting down. I'm thinking, okay, Ronda's probably going to come out. They might have like Charlotte. Maybe Naomi could return. Who knows what they're going to do?
That would be cool.
And then you don't look like most girls, and what you see is what you get. And then you got like Nia Jax, and then I'm like, oh my god! So I rush to my phone and tweet, Nia is back in full caps. WWE's medical and training staff stand by.
Oh no! Where's Kairi Sane? Is she okay?
I know she's in a hospital in Japan somewhere because of what happened 3 years ago.
Wow.
So Nia Jax comes down. All the action stops in the ring, as if this is like prime John Cena in 2013 when he was in the Super Cena era and everyone stopped. Nia Jax walks down slowly because the ramp was like 80 meters long, like 100, like 30. It was just, she walks forever and ever. The camera's zooming in on Nia. And then she gets to the ringside. There's like 12 people in the ring. They all just literally, she gets in the ring, they all beat her up and throw her out.
I love that. I'm glad she didn't have any big spots. I'm glad. Did Randy Orton? No, Randy Orton didn't come back, right?
No, Randy. I was expecting. I hear voices in my head and him humping the floor in St. Louis, but it didn't happen.
No, in St. Louis. Wow. So he wouldn't even have been in San Antonio. He would have just been humping the floor in St. Louis.
Maybe he was supposed to come in and Rey Mysterio was supposed to come in, but we'll never know.
Yeah, what happened to Rey Mysterio? Did he get beat up by Eddie Guerrero's son?
He got abducted by Eddie Guerrero. That's what happened.
Oh wow. What?
If how this is God, I don't know. He didn't come out. So
he didn't come out. Like there was no angle, nothing.
Well, what they did was they had entry 17, 10, 9, 8, 7, blah. Entry 17, you hear booyaka, booyaka, and then no one comes out. And then it's like, okay. And then entry 18 comes out. It's Dominic Mysterio, mummy. Dominic comes out and he's holding Ray's mask and he's like trying to rip the mask up and he's like, he's damaging the mask basically. He's trying to be all arrogant.
Wow.
So that was, I guess what they're implying is that Dominic Mysterio abused his father backstage in Gorilla. I guess they're implying that in the Gorilla position, Paul Levesque sat there with his headset, being like, come through, beat him up. Meanwhile, you've got like Dominic Mysterio just beating up his father, ripping his mask off. He's like, Ray's like bleeding.
His stepfather.
Sorry. You got like a 60-year-old Rey Mysterio who's like 5'2", who's like dead like this, like on the ground. He's like bleeding, and Dominic's just like bashing his father. Like that's what they implied basically. But
stepfather.
Sorry, stepfather. His father's
happy. Shout out to Rey Mysterio for stepping up after Eddie Guerrero passed away and raising his son. Shout out to Rey Mysterio for that. What a great man. What a fantastic man.
So what we'll do, pal, I want to get your honest critical star rating of the Women's Royal Rumble. What would you give that match out of 5 stars?
I have no idea. I'll give it a half star. I don't know. I got nothing. I didn't see anything of it.
Pal,
it's just based on your description, I'll give it a half star.
Pal, I was watching the match. So basically, because how this show was structured, in case you didn't see it, they opened with the Men's Rumble, which was good. There was some hype in the match, which was nice. Then they do the Mountain Dew Black match, which we'll get to. And then they did the Raw Women's title match, and then they did the Women's Rumble in the main event. So basically, Kevin, what I did, they did the Mountain Dew Black match. I said, stuff this. I'm going to get something to eat. So I missed the whole Raw Women's title match. I came back. I'm literally eating KFC chicken, watching B-Fab.
KFC chicken.
Kevin, B-Fab was the 8th entrant. I'm like, who is this? What am I watching?
B-Fab?
She's a part of the Hit Row stable, the one where the guy nearly killed himself, like attempting a dive. That stable, Hit Row. So like,
this was in WWE, not AEW.
But no, Kevin. So paint the picture here, right? It's
Right.
it's 2:30 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon in Australia. I'm sat here eating chicken, got some potato gravy, I've got a drink, I got a burger. I'm trying to enjoy the show, and I'm watching B Fab. What is this, bro? Kevin, who is asking for B Fab? Like, I'm trying to sit here enjoying my burger, and it's like B Fab and Natalia's big return. I'm like, what? Why did the females have a rumble this year? You just have Rhea Ripley versus like whoever in the #1 contenders match. There was no need for this. This it was an hour, and I'll never get it back. But Asuka's back, pal. Her face paint's different. Okay.
Speaking of that, pal, what's your honest thoughts on the way WWE treats their female performers?
They treat the Bella Twins great, pal. They really do. I don't know.
What's your honest thoughts on the Bella Twins rants?
The females are main evented like what? The WrestleMania 2 of the last 4 years? You know, like it's. I think look, it depends who you ask. To be honest, some people say how the women WWE are super oppressed and how they get no opportunity. I don't know. Charlotte Flair's a 14-time champion, pal. They give certain women plenty of opportunities, but Kevin, I think on the whole, I don't really tend to watch. I watch Bianca Belair's stuff generally, not tonight, but generally, it just depends who the talent is. Some of these talents, man, woman, I don't care what they identify as, they're just not entertaining. So I don't know. But Kevin, you couldn't make me watch B Fab. I was sitting there watching B Fab. I was like, bro, what is this? Why am I watching B Fab? Anyway.
B Fab.
Kevin.
What was B Fab an extra in WWE's Triple X a few years ago? Like, who was B Fab? Like, she was an extra in the Paige and Brad Maddox storyline.
Well, Kevin, I love with that. I will say the highlight of the night, because B Fab came out, Rhea Ripley dumped her out within like 10 seconds. It was hilarious. This absolute jobber, B Fab. Like, who names these wrestlers? Like,
did wrestling Twitter explode at the thought of Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan being the first two and the last two?
Yes, actually, I saw that many pictures of Liv Morgan and her attire. It's just wrestling Twitter is, you know.
What's your honest thoughts on Liv Morgan's in-ring skills?
Really good bell to bell, crisp in-ring, great execution.
Is she up there with 03 Kurt Angle?
I mean, the way she was performing tonight, I think she was trained in the Hart family dungeon. Very crisp submissions, good execution.
Oh, so she's like 96 Shawn Michaels.
Is she more like 96 Shawn Michaels or 96 Sunny? Like,
in the ring.
Yeah. Oh, in the ring. Yeah,
the ring. In the ring. Yeah, she's she's up there with 03 Kurt Angle, 96 Shawn Michaels. You know.
Yeah. Okay, Kevin, I can't just say I've had enough of talking about this women's Royal Rumble. There wasn't enough content. I don't care. Rhea Ripley won. There was a body in the streets. We've been talking about it for 20 minutes. And I want to move on to this match. The Mountain Dew Blacked match, Kevin. Did you see this?
Yeah, I did. I saw the ending. I saw the entrances. I didn't see like what happened in between those two things.
Okay.
But I saw the ending and the entrances.
Okay. Kevin.
God. Eli Drake doing the thing. Ooh, cringe.
I described this as it was like a Jeff Hardy out of body experience. It was like watching this. I was thinking.
So you were on LSD while watching this.
Kevin, look, I've never actually.
You're out of the outback dropping acid, pal. Is that what you're telling me, pal? You and the dingoes. You and the dingoes. You're giving dingoes acid, bro.
Can I just address something here? I just like your favorite wrestler, Phil Brooks, am straight edge. Okay,
that's your goat. It is my turn. That is your goat.
It is my turn.
Cody Rhodes' return and Cody Rhodes main eventing WrestleMania 39 has disqualified your GOAT, Philip Jack Brooks, from the GOAT debate.
You played in the NFL for 15 years and you're a Hall of Famer. You're jealous of Tom Brady. Your accomplishments mean nothing. Put your glasses back on. It is my turn. My turn. Baloney. Sorry. But yeah, as I was gonna say, I've never tried any of these substances, but watching that match, I can only imagine what that was an experience you have while tripping, as they say in the culture. Like it was, I was watching and I'm like, everything's glowing. You've got Bray Wyatt changing face paint like 3 times. LA Knight's got like bright underwear, and they're hitting each other with like lightsabers, and the ropes are like. What? This literally happened. This was the match. This was the match. It looked like Kevin.
It was like a purple glow.
Yeah, it was literally like Naomi's Feel the Glow gimmick on like steroids, and then you add Bray Wyatt into it, and it was just I couldn't describe what. If like people like JD from NY do move by move reviews of this, then I mean you deserve the money you make on YouTube, because I couldn't describe this. This was, I didn't know what was happening. I was just watching it in awe. I was like, what? Kevin, I tweeted this as well. This match was, what is this, bro, in a match?
I saw that. Isn't that great? And just for all intents and purposes, none of us are out here giving acid to dingoes. So for the algorithm. Yeah. I saw the ending with Uncle Howdy, like flying down from the top of the arena, like 100 feet, landing on Eli Drake. And that was how the match ended. Everybody thought Uncle Howdy was going to beat up Bray Wyatt. And I was waiting for the big reveal. I was waiting to see Wyndham Rotunda's brother, Bo Dallas, reveal himself as Uncle Howdy. But yeah, I don't know. I saw the ending and I was like, what? Like, Kevin, it just reminded me of that match. I think it was like Batista and Taker in a last minute standing match where Batista speared Taker off the stage, like all those years ago. And it's just like, they didn't show anything. They just showed like the arena, just at the top of the stage, and it was like, okay, here you go, it's over. You know,
I'm gonna probably go back and watch this match again, because like the whole time I was watching it tonight, I was just like, literally, what am I looking at? Like I was just confused for like 10 minutes. I was like watching this, like I'm trying to comprehend what I'm looking at. Because I'm thinking, okay, this is like Naomi's Feel the Glow gimmick. You've got like Bray Wyatt. There's something about like Uncle Howdy or something. Bray Wyatt. He got like hit in the head with a kendo stick a bunch of times and just no-sold it. And LA Knight was like just there. Like, I like LA Knight, but I don't know what this was. And Kevin, one thing I will say, the moment this match began, the moment the bell rang and you realize, okay, they're competing in like a glow ring and they've got like glow sticks and like it's like strange. The moment I saw that, 100% Kevin, lock it in. Every wrestling publication's worst match of 2023, this match right here. No matter what happens the rest of this year, someone could literally die in an AW match. That won't get worse.
Oh my God.
It'll be this match because Bray Wyatt's involved. 4-time worst match of the year, Wrestling Observer newsletter winner. He's gonna make it 5 at this, Kevin. It wasn't even that bad. It was just weird. So
did we get like a camera shot of Michael Cole and like Byron Saxton drinking Mountain Dew?
Oh, I think they had Mountain Dew on their desks. And the one thing with that, Pat McAfee made his return for commentary at the start of the show, which was cool. So you literally, Kevin, the commentary all night was Michael Cole, and then you had Corey Graves and Pat McAfee. The whole time, Kevin, I'm listening to commentary thinking, could Corey Graves just piss off? Like, just get him off commentary, dude. Like, Pat McAfee is the star on commentary. Cole's a good foil. Like, Cole isn't bad at all. He's better now. But Pat McAfee's the star. Get Corey Graves the hell out of commentary. He's just didn't work. But anyway, Kevin, carry on.
It is my turn.
Baloney!
I don't even know where to go from here. I don't even know. The women's match happened. Bianca Belair beat up Alexa Bliss.
Did you watch that?
Alexa Bliss.
Did you watch that?
No,
I didn't either.
No.
I got told there was something involving Uncle. Well, there was some scary thing involving Alexa or something. Great. Don't care.
I don't know. I have no idea. Moving on. Let's talk about the main event.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns defending his undisputed WWE Universal World Heavyweight Championship of the world.
Sorry, before we skip that, did you see the musical performance that happened before the main event?
No. What happened?
Oh my God, Kevin, it's like 11:30 your time. It's like 3.5 hours into this show. I'm thinking, can we just get Roman Reigns out here, please? Get the tribal chief out here. And then I leave the room. I take a piss break, like a minute. I come back, and they've got this rubbish music performance in the middle of the ring. Like the ropes had been pulled down. You had this band performing, and it sounded horrid live. Like it was a bad musical performance. Like Kevin, the only thing I could compare this to was like WrestleMania 32 when we were like, 4 hours into the show, and then the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders came out there and started dancing for no reason. And it's just like, can we just get the show over with? So Kevin, yeah, we had a musical performance. It's like 11:40 p.m. The main event video package hasn't even started yet. And I'm thinking, like, what is going on? Like, is Roman Reigns having a stroke backstage? Can we get them out there, please? Like,
wow, that's
ridiculous.
brutal.
It was
ridiculous,
Kevin,
bro.
it was a bad musical performance. Anyone in the States, like yourself, or anyone watching with like a time zone, like in the UK, where it's like 2:30 a.m., if I'd stayed up all night watching this show, it's like you sat there, you just want to see Roman Reigns, you want to see The Rock, hopefully, you want to see Sami Zayn, and you get this garbage musical act. Anyway, Kevin, main event
Ridiculous.
time. Let's move on.
Yeah, please. Before I fall asleep, let's talk about the main event. Roman Reigns defending the Universal Heavyweight Championship of the world against Kevin Owens. And yeah, I mean, we saw some great storytelling, storyline advancement. Look at that. Sami Zayn didn't have to win the Royal Rumble to get storyline advancement here, pal. Well, pretty much I think what we all saw coming was, I don't know if we all saw it coming, but yeah. I had a hunch that Sami would turn on the Bloodline and would choose Kevin Owens, and then probably Kevin Owens is going to turn on him, and then Sami Zayn will be all alone. But yeah, fantastic storytelling. I mean, this was like Roman Reigns is on another level. He's hit another galaxy of storytelling. He's really like separating himself from the rest of the wrestlers from this generation, and he's putting his name up there with the great storytellers of all time. And it's happening right in front of our very eyes.
100%. And I was thinking about this the other day. Like, a great wrestler is a great storyteller. That is what wrestling is. It's about storytelling, So the way Reigns does it, it's just, like on the kickoff show, Reigns told Sami Zayn, like, you're coming out with me. Usos stay out. So they established it's going to be Sami and Reigns defending the Bloodline against Owens. Kevin, as I said before, the match was fine. It was about 15 minutes of just a kind of a bit of a back and forth. And then Reigns just started brutalizing Owens. He like speared him through the barricade. He slammed his head onto the steel steps a few times. You're just watching Sami Zayn the whole time. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? And then Reigns just won, Kevin. And then I presume you watched the whole full like post-match, like the ending part, I assume?
I did, yeah.
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, if the Rock came out in my opinion, when Reigns was dropping the bits of the lay onto Sami at like the very end, if the Rock's music hit, that would have been genuinely the perfect ending to any show. But elsewhere, it was damn good, Kevin. It was just Kevin Owens getting assaulted, the Bloodline just decimating that he's handcuffed, he's getting kicked, and he had the steel chair spot with Sikoa, and Kevin Owens is dead like this. Like, Owens is like that. For viewers who didn't watch, Owens is like this on the ropes. Like, Owens is like dead. Roman Reigns is the chair. He's going to like hit him. Sami gets in the way. Sami's like, Roman, enough. Then Roman just like snaps on Sami. He's like, who the hell you think you're talking to? How dare you? You do it. He gives Sami the chair. Sami's like, going to hit Reigns in the back, or he's going to hit Owens. You're thinking, oh my God. This took like 15 minutes, but it was brilliant, all of it. And then eventually, Kevin, boom, Sami hits Roman. The crowd erupts. Like,
beautiful.
Brilliantly done. Like, this was excellent. The crowd erupts. Reigns is on the ground. The whole Bloodline is like the rest of the Bloodline's like that. They're in shock. Jey Uso is like crying. It's phenomenal. Jimmy Uso like super kicks Sami. Sikoa snaps. They start destroying Sami Zayn. Jey Uso, he's about to kick Sami. Then he like starts crying and leaves, which made Reigns annoyed. And then they beat up Sami. They rip his top off. Sami's like this. He's like out on the ground dead. And the Bloodline stand tall. There's FU Roman chants, which first time we've heard FU chants to a wrestler that have been intended in, I can't remember how long. Since Cena, I think. In like 06.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, we did get "fuck you" Roman chants after he beat
Undertaker. That was the UK Eurosmarks trying to hijack the show. That was a bit different. Like,
yeah,
this was a desired reaction. Like it was it was excellent. And obviously, yeah, the way they booked this, we don't have an outrage that The Rock's not here because how brilliantly this was done. So yeah. Well,
Yeah, I saw some people like, oh, haha, The Rock didn't show up, haha. I saw that. It's like, I don't know.
It's always happen. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like outrage. It was just like people being corny, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, so what? Now we're getting the Usos versus Owens and Sami Zayn. Is that presumed direction?
Look, this is the thing that because of Jey Uso's place in it all, where like he didn't want to hit Sami Zayn and his whole family was yelling at him too. He walked off. So I don't know. Did the Usos disband? Like what? Like I don't know where they're going to go with it, which is probably why it's so entertaining. It's pretty unpredictable. Like there's a couple of angles they can go with it, Kevin. Hopefully it doesn't end how you just said, but Cody's just going to bury like 6 people and stand tall, adrenaline in my soul at WrestleMania, holding titles.
I think that's what's gonna happen, bro. Yeah. I really do. I really I really do. We're gonna have like, everybody out there. It's gonna be similar to WrestleMania 30. Solo Sikoa's gonna attack Cody. He's gonna be lifeless, carried off in a
Super Cody. Oh no!
Yeah, he's been carried off in a stretcher. Super Cody's gonna come out, beat up Solo Sikoa, hit Roman with a crossroads. 1-2, Jey Uso breaks it up. Cody buries Jey Uso. Then we get another crossroads. 1-2, Jimmy Uso breaks it up. Cody beats up Jimmy Uso. Then another crossroads. 1-2-3, Cody wins, pal. Oh, that'd be great. I would love to see that. You know why they should do it? It would be so similar to when Brody Lee buried Cody on that Dynamite in that squash match for the TNT title. It'd be so similar to that. People would be so in shock that they wouldn't know whether to be pissed or to love it. Because everybody loves Roman Reigns, but then people would be like, "Oh my god, like they just buried Roman Reigns, but it was so cool. Cody looked like a badass." Like I don't know, I think it could work.
Oh, I mean, it'd be shocking. That's one word. That's if what you just described happened, it would be stunning. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, which is probably a good thing. Last year's Royal Rumble, Kevin, the show ended and it was like, okay, Reigns is facing Brock and nothing else in the company matters or means anything, and we don't care. We've already seen Reigns versus Brock, so we don't care. That was last year's Rumble. This year, there's actually a bit of like, oh my God, like where are they going with this? Sami, he's turned. I can't just say again, Kevin, the pop for Sami Zayn. I know I said this 2 minutes ago, but that pop when he turned face was 6 months of well-told story, like popping off in that moment. And Reigns, the FU Roman chants, Owens was perfect in all this. It was just Kevin, Triple H as a booker. There's a lot he does which I'm not a fan of. Long matches, over reliance on like the NXT guys he likes. Just some of the stuff, returns for people who don't matter. That sort of stuff. But Kevin, this was Triple H's finest hour as a booker. I feel like that ending tonight. That was his best moment as a booker. Kevin, if the show just ended with something anticlimactic and Reigns just won and the show ended, I'd be like, get Vince McMahon back. Just do it. But the way it was booked, I was like, I haven't been more gripped watching WWE in. So
somebody go take Vince McMahon. He from his dinner with his side chick. Take him, yank him, and bring him back into the creative chair, pal.
Because if Vince was in charge, The Rock would have been there. So I feel like, but no, like if that actually happened and if the show just ended, I would have been on Twitter. I'm just like, get Vince back. I don't care what lawsuit he's involved in, get him back. So
pal, imagine at WrestleMania 39, The Rock comes back to help Roman, and Cody buries The Rock too. Like the Rock runs down to the ring. He's hauling ass, out of breath, hops in the ring. Cody kicks him in the gut, crossroads, and that's it, bro. He just pushes The Rock out like a sack of potatoes.
Imagine Cody buries the whole bloodline, like you said, and then Vince McMahon comes out. He's like, no chance in hell. My WrestleMania's ending like that. Rock, get out here. And The Rock runs down, and that happens. And he just crossroads him and pins him. And Cody Rhodes is like, he's on the top rope, he's shimmying, he's like, adrenaline. He's like got both titles. And Cody starts a loud AEW chant, just for 100,000 people. Like,
That'd be so funny. Cody just kicks him out the ring like it doesn't matter. Just like, yeah, get
Yeah, like, oh my God, that'd be hilarious. Like, Cody's just buried the best actor in the company the last 3 years and the whole bloodline. He's in the ring, and then, yeah, Vince, oh, damn it, Dwayne! Dwayne, get out here! And then The Rock comes, like, running out with, ramped up with PEDs, and he slides into the ring, and he just gets crossroads, 1, 2, 3, gone.
Oh.
Oh, we have fun on the Elite Heat, pal.
Wow.
That's a fun recap. But yeah, overall, Kevin, we'll wrap it up now. Get you to bed because it's like 3 a.m. where you are.
Yeah.
All in all, I'd give the show the ending. I'd give a 10 out of 10. The rest of the show, there's not much else that's really worth going back and watch when you think about it. I've watched the Pitch Black match once, just if you haven't seen it, because it's that much of like a oh my God. Like, if you've experienced drugs or if you hadn't, you're probably going to love it. Then, yeah, the women's stuff was fine. I'd give the show a 6.5 out of 10. I'll give it.
Fair enough.
Last year's Rumble, I gave it 2 out of 10. So, yeah. What do you give it, pal? Give us your brutal. As someone who watched every moment of this show, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'd probably give it a 6.
Yeah.
But really, the biggest thing that I'm curious about going forward is how Cody is going to fit into the equation with the Bloodline story. I don't know if you saw, but I watched Cody's press conference. His media scrum, bro. And Cody was just asked about Roman Reigns. And he did the PC answer. He was just like, yeah, I love Roman. Roman is a great guy, great ambassador. Did you see him on Jimmy Fallon? He's the Universal Champion. So he's the best wrestler in the world. So there was no angle beginning at the press conference. So I don't know how it's going to play out. I guess we're going to have Cody coming out for the next 3 to 4 weeks crying, talking about equality in the various cities that the WWE's in.
Oh my God.
And he's just gonna be like, yeah, Roman, I can't wait to shake your hand, pal. I can't wait to show up on SmackDown and shake the Tribal Chief's hand. I made the best man win. I just don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with this.
I know what you're saying. I don't want it to just be I want Cody to actually, make it like a, I would say like a family versus family thing. It's hard with Cody because his brothers in AEW, you don't really get Brandy Rhodes involved. What's Brandy going to do against Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline?
You reminded me of something that I wanted to say, a point I wanted to bring up. Cody has not mentioned, I don't think he's mentioned his wife or his brother or anybody, or since he came back. I feel like that was part of the agreement with his return. Like Vince McMahon was like, yeah, we just want you, Cody. Damn it.
Yeah.
I'll make you WWE champion, but I don't want Anthony Ogogo. I don't want QT Marshall. I don't want Brandy Rhodes calling people black bitches. I don't want your kid. I don't want your newborn baby out there.
I don't want your rubbish reality show on the E Network. Yeah. I just want this big, the American Nightmare package. I want that. I
just want you. Just you. I'll make you WWE champion, but I only want you.
It's so you. It's you.
I was just thinking about it because he didn't even mention his wife or nothing at the press conference, and I was like, wow, I guess I think Vince McMahon was like, yeah, I don't want to see Brandy Rhodes at all on my TV screen, pal.
It wasn't like he was cutting the infamous promo before the Ogogo match about his half black son or daughter and how racism ended because of him or whatever. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Kevin, look, as I was trying, I think just as long as they don't have this match be Roman, I respect you, I'm gonna wrestle you and win those championships at WrestleMania for these fans. As long as it's not like that, like the Daniel Bryan thing, as long as it's not like that, and they can actually get a storyline out of it. Like Kevin, you mentioned the Rhodes family. The only member of the Rhodes family Cody's brought up is his dad, Dusty. That's the only one that's really been brought up. So hopefully they go with that and they make up some story about how back in the 80s, Roman's cousins Arthur and Seeker beat up Dusty in a locker room in the Mid-South Territory or something. And ever since the Rhodes family's hated all the Samoans in the industry, well, they can do something like that and say that, Arthur and Seeker marginalized Dusty Rhodes or something. I don't know. Make up some story. I'll have Cody crying in the ring, saying that the Rhodes family's been vilified and marginalized for decades, and he's here to stand up for the good guy and win at WrestleMania, and you'll have the fans will be crying, pal. I don't know.
That's kind of what he said in the press conference a little bit. He did make a point about like being the only Rhodes to win a Royal Rumble, being the only Rhodes to main event at WrestleMania, hopefully being the only Rhodes to win the WWE title. He did talk about that. And he talked about how grateful he was for the opportunity and whatnot. But yeah, I'm curious to see how he's going to fit in. Like, I wonder if the Sami Zayn storyline is going to overshine Cody and Roman. Like that's kind of why I was saying maybe we get the Usos versus Sami and Kevin Owens going forward, just to kind of like so Roman can focus on Cody. I don't know. I'm curious, but we also have like 2.5 months until WrestleMania, a quarter months, so we don't really have to worry too much about it. You can have, like we know it's gonna be Cody versus Roman. We don't have to have like 8 consecutive weeks of just Cody and Roman shaking hands and Paul Heyman screaming at Cody.
The way you just say that, yeah, so true. No, because I'm trying to think of other years where it's been like this, where like the WrestleMania main event gets set and like the Royal Rumble winner wins the match, and we know what the match is going to be, but meanwhile the champion's involved in a storyline that's just more interesting generally. Like I think 2013, sort of like obviously the stuff with Punk and The Rock and the WWE title wasn't nearly as good as this Bloodline stuff. But Cena just won the Rumble and was like, oh, we're going to get Cena at WrestleMania, I guess. It was a bit like that. And like fans were like, okay, we care about Punk. We care about Punk Rock, the WWE title. Oh, Cena's just going to win. Okay. Yeah, it was a bit like that then. 10 years later, is it kind of similar? Like, I feel like a lot of this is like, Bloodline, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso. What are they going to do? Who's going to betray who? Is Jey going to... It's a lot of that. And then, Cody's just going to face Reigns. Okay.
Yeah, Cody's going to bury Reigns and send him to Hollywood, pal. He's going to send Reigns to the set of Fast and Furious 11. Okay,
Hustle, loyalty, respects the nation. Give me money. American Nightmare's the nation. I'll bury you, Roman. Like... Like Cody's just Cena. Like at this point, Cody's just Cena. So who cares? Man. Cody's just Cena, but with a bad reality show. So
wow. Like Cena was on Total Divas, so.
Kevin, anyone who watched Total Divas knew Cena was the star. Daniel Bryan was just there because he had to be, and the rest of the show was rubbish. Like, I don't need to see Natalia getting a bikini wax. That's not good content.
Yeah, the point being, they were both on bad reality TV shows. So
yeah, okay, that's fair.
Cody is Cena, pal. Cody is really Cena.
Yeah, literally, Cody is Cena just with a little tattoo on his titty and his neck. Like, that's.
Oh, my God.
I wear American Dearest Nation. I live the military nation. Give me money.
What a goat, pal.
But yeah, Kevin, you're good to wrap it up there. We've reviewed the Rumble. We've covered it all, pal. This has been a good Elite Heat stream. Kevin, you can go collapse asleep or go rewatch the Pitch Black match, whatever you want to do.
I can't wait. I'll probably put on the Women's Royal Rumble match so I can go to sleep.
Kevin, just skip to like entry 7 or 8 where B-Fab comes in. You'll be gone within 10 seconds.
There you go. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining the stream. Shout out to everybody who commented. Casey Farrell, Wrestling Takes. What's going on, bro? And yeah, we'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.